watching CoastLife. We all have maybe a favorite beach or a favorite scene on the beach, a favorite place to watch the sun rise or set. And did you know you can get that scene in your home so you can look at it every day? Not too hard to do.
Yes, and they're all very inspiring. You know, there are so many ways to capture those amazing sunsets, be it a photograph or perhaps a painting. So we are going to introduce to you an artist in Lewis, Abraxas.
Right in downtown Lewis, you'll find an enchanting art gallery that houses beautiful landscapes in oils, graphite works, portraits, and more. The CoastLife crew had a chance to sit down with the artist behind those works at Abraxas Studio of Art.
So I was born and raised here in Lewis, and after high school I went to Washington State and did a 6-week oil painting course. Then basically traveled around the country for about 10 years, just wandering all over national parks looking for things to paint. Then I came back, opened a gallery in Milton in about 2004 and had that for 6 years. And basically decided downtown Lewis would offer more foot traffic.
Having grown up in the area surrounded by scenic wetlands, it's no surprise that Lewis native Abraxas Hudson loves depicting views that make people feel calmer.
So what I really love to paint are scenes that are relaxing. I really figured that we need some calming beauty in the world. And my paintings quite often hang opposite a TV. So I'm trying to calm down that chaos in the room, right? That's kind of the idea.
Everyone has to start somewhere, and for Abraxas, he fell in love with art at snack time.
So my first art memory is painting with chocolate pudding in kindergarten. And I just remember thinking, wow, I can really get into art. My two favorite things, right? Creating something and eating chocolate. So I started painting when I was very small, like most kids. And then I just really stuck to it, and I started showing when I was 14 and 15. And then I just decided this is what I wanted to do as a career path.
Artists capture what inspire them most. The same rings true for Abraxas.
My favorite painters in history are the Hudson River School painters, and their big thing was glorifying nature with light. What I really love to do is to travel to a place and figure out what's the most iconic scene, or what scene really resonates with me and makes me think of the best essence of a place. So in the Cape Henlopen State Park, I do a lot of paintings in there. I go on walks through there almost every day. And then so I'm trying to figure out a place that really speaks to the natural elements of an area. And then I think about the atmospheric conditions, lighting, sky, clouds, wave conditions, ocean conditions. And then I put all those pieces together and formulate a scene that I think really kind of accentuates the best features of an area.
Many artists take different approaches to creating their pieces. For some, it's working from a reference. For Abraxas, it's about working from a feeling.
So a lot of times what I'll do is, rather than copy a photograph, I like to really paint my memory or feeling of a place. So if I can paint the spirit of a place that really connects with me, then I figure it may connect with others as well.
Abraxas explains his techniques and walks through his mindset when creating a masterpiece.
So oil paint is my favorite, basically because it stays wet for a long time, and I do what's called wet on wet. So I'm always blending and formulating within a scene all the various colors that I'll use to create the end product. And it requires a lot of layering, a lot of mixing on the canvas. And oil is nice because you have the option of being both transparent or opaque. So I can do basically what I call experiments, right? I'll just try something, and if it works, great, I'll continue, and if not, I'll try something else.
So how does Abraxas create such beautiful works of art? One little piece at a time.
I just really take my time. Basically, every square centimeter matters in a painting. So like I do a lot with light. So when you're painting with light, you have to really think about the light source. And then every little aspect of the painting has to correlate to the light source in order for it to be one cohesive piece. So you really have to just zero in on all the little subtleties within the scene to define what's struck by light, what's in shadow, and how the light is interacting with the subjects. My smaller works, a few weeks to a month. My bigger works of art, 5, 6, sometimes 7 months.
So how does Abraxas create such beautiful works of art? One little piece at a time.
And then once a year I do an oil painting course, which is very similar to the oil painting course I took in Washington State back in 1993. The real foundation of art, I believe, as far as the visual arts go, is pencil. So really learning how to study a scene and differentiate objects within the scene based on tone, texture, the values. You know, you're really trying to figure out how to differentiate subjects within a scene and then make them all come together in a cohesive scene. So observation is really the foundation, and that's what I teach in my classes, how to see the world.
So what does Abraxas hope to accomplish with his work? To inspire people to get outside.
For me, one of the big reasons I love to paint nature is I really want to inspire people to get outside, and especially to enjoy our parks, our state parks, our national parks. I think that we can all benefit from immersing ourselves in nature and really treasuring the land that was set aside for us to enjoy in perpetuity. So basically the trunk is thicker, comes up and gets thinner. Same with the branches. They start out thicker and then they get thinner. So your branches are thick and they get thin. So with a tree, you're coming from a thicker trunk, coming up through a thinner series of branches.
I love that he offers classes, especially to younger upcoming artists who are interested in pursuing that as a full-time career, because that's another hard one that's like, it's difficult to get your parents on board to support your career as an artist.
Do you know from experience, Leah?
My family used to tease me so bad, because I wanted to be an animator once upon a time, and they were like, what have you do though?
No, she really is a fantastic artist though. For soaps, no you are. Someone like Leah, I think that would be a great gift to give someone or just a way to treat yourself.
Yes.
Very